Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We've been getting tons of requests lately, but there's one name that keeps popping up more than any other: Tommy Shelby. That's right, the sharp-dressed, cool-headed king of Peaky Blinders. You've asked for it, so today we're finally diving into a long overdue breakdown. But here's the twist. We're not just talking about Tommy, we're zooming in on his wild, unpredictable buddy, Alfie Solomons. Yeah, that guy. The one with the gravelly voice and the "I don't care what you think" vibe. Now, let's be real. Alfie's not exactly the poster boy for a perfect life. He's got some questionable habits we definitely don't want to copy. But buried in his rough around the edges style are 4 killer traits you can steal to instantly earn more respect from just about anyone. And don't worry, even though Peaky Blinders is fiction, the psychology we're unpacking today is 100% real-world applicable. So grab a drink, get comfy, and let's jump in. Habit 1, stay cool when everyone else is losing it. First up, Alfie's got this superpower that sets him apart. He stays calm when everyone else is freaking out. Picture this scene from season 3. Tommy's just found out Alfie sold him out, and he's this close to losing it. Most people would panic, right? They'd stammer, backtrack, or beg for forgiveness. Not Alfie. He leans back, smirks, and says something like, "Yeah, mate, I did it. What's your point?" It's almost infuriating how chill he is. Compare that to his right-hand man in the same episode. They're in a rum shop, Tommy's hinting he's planted a grenade, and this guy's sweating bullets, shouting, "He's gonna blow us up!" Meanwhile, Alfie's over there tying his shoelace like it's just another Tuesday. Who do you think looks stronger in that moment? Exactly. Here's why this works. Staying calm under pressure signals control. It's like you're saying, "I've got this, no matter what." In real life, you don't need grenades to test this out. Think about the last time you got into a heated argument. Maybe your boss chewed you out or your friend snapped at you. Next time that happens, try this. Pause for 2 or 3 seconds before you respond. I know it sounds simple, but it's magic. That little gap makes you look steady, not rattled, and it gives your brain a second to skip the knee-jerk yelling. People notice that. They'll think, "Wow, this person's unshakable." Alfie does this all the time. He'll let the silence hang, then hit you with a slow, "Right, mate, what's your next move?" Boom. Instant respect. Habit 2, master your eye contact game. All right, let's move to the second trick Alfie's got up his sleeve. He knows how to use eye contact like a weapon. There's this moment where he's facing off with Arthur Shelby, the guy who's basically a walking volcano. Arthur's glaring, practically daring Alfie to flinch. And what does Alfie do? What's Alfie do? He locks eyes for a beat, then casually slides his gaze to the side like, "Yeah, I see you, but I'm not sweating it." It's subtle, but it screams confidence. Now, here's the deal with eye contact. It's not about staring people down like a creep. That's a rookie mistake. It's about being intentional. If you're in a tense moment, say someone's trying to call you out in a meeting, hold their gaze for 3 to 5 seconds. It shows you're not scared. If you want to cool things down, break away by looking to the side, not down. Looking down says, "I'm nervous." Looking sideways says, "I'm still in charge here." I've tried this myself at a family dinner when my uncle was grilling me about my career choices. I held his stare, nodded, then looked off like I was thinking it over. He backed off, and later he told me I'd grown up. That's the Alfie effect right there. Practice it and watch how people start treating you like you're the one running the show. Habit 3, own your attention. Don't give it away cheap. Next up, Alfie's got this knack for controlling where his attention goes, and it drives people nuts in a good way. Check out this scene where he meets Luca Changretta, the slick Italian mob boss who's got cash, power, and a fancy suit. Luca's expecting Alfie to bow down, but Alfie's like, "Nah, mate, I'm busy." He's sitting there with his eyes closed, doing some weird exercise to understand the blind. Luca's fuming, but Alfie doesn't care. He's not handing over his focus just because someone demands it. This is huge. Most of us give our attention away too easily. Someone snaps their fingers, and we jump. Alfie's the opposite. He decides who gets his time. You can do this too. Imagine you're at a party, and someone's talking your ear off about something boring. Instead of nodding like a robot, finish your thought with the person you're already chatting with, then turn. Or at work, if your coworker keeps interrupting, hold up a finger and say, One sec, let me wrap this up. It's not rude, it's powerful. People start craving your attention because they know it's not cheap. My buddy Mike does this naturally. He'll ignore you mid-sentence if he's not done with his first convo. Drives me crazy, but when he finally looks at me, I feel like I've won the lottery. That's the vibe you want. Habit 4, be honest, even when it's risky. Finally, Alfie has this raw honesty that hits you like a truck. Going back to that opening scene, Tommy's deciding whether to kill him for double crossing. Alfie could grovel, lie, or dodge. Instead, he owns it. He says, I don't want you sparing me for some truce. If you're mad, let's settle it, but don't pretend it's about politics. It's bold. He's not begging for mercy. He's demanding respect, even if it costs him. You don't need to be in a life or death standoff to apply this. Think about everyday situations. Have you ever said sorry just to avoid a fight, even when you weren't at fault? I used to do that with my ex all the time. Sorry I didn't text back fast enough, and it just made her push harder next time. Now, I've learned, if I'm not sorry, I don't say it. Last week, my roommate got mad I didn't clean the kitchen. I said, look, I've been swamped, but I'll get to it tonight. No fake apology, just the truth. He grumbled, but later, he said he respected that I didn't BS him. Honesty like that says I'm solid enough to handle the fallout. It's not about being a jerk, it's about knowing your worth. Alfie gets that, and it's why people can't ignore him. Deep dive into habit 1, staying calm, real life examples and tips. All right, let's dig a little deeper into that first habit, staying calm when the world's on fire. Alfie's got this down to an art, but how do you actually pull it off when your boss is yelling, your inbox is exploding, or your kid just spilled juice all over your new couch? It's not about being a robot. It's about training yourself to hit the brakes before you crash. Let me tell you a story. A couple of months ago, I was at a coffee shop, and the barista completely messed up my order. I'm talking pumpkin spice instead of black coffee. Not even close. Old me would have snapped, hey dude, what's wrong with you? But I remembered this trick. I took a deep breath, counted to 3 in my head, and said, no worries, can you just fix it when you get a sec? The guy apologized like crazy, and the lady behind me actually said, you're so chill, I'd be losing it right now. That's the power of pausing. It flips the script. Here's another angle. Science backs this up. Studies show that when you're stressed, your brain's amygdala, that little panic button, fires up and you're basically a caveman ready to club something. But if you wait those 2 or 3 seconds, your prefrontal cortex, the smart part, kicks in and you're back in the driver's seat. Alfie's not thinking about neuroscience when he's smirking at Tommy's grenade threats, but he's nailing it anyway. So next time your coworker's passive-aggressive email makes you want to slam your laptop, try it. Pause, breathe, and respond like you're the coolest cat in the room. You'll be amazed at how fast people start seeing you as the rock they can lean on. Expanding habit 2, eye contact basics. Now let's level up that eye contact game from habit 2. Alfie's not just staring people down, he's reading the room with his eyes. There's this scene where he's negotiating with Tommy, and you can tell he's not just holding eye contact to look tough. He's gauging Tommy's every move. That's next level stuff. In real life, you can do this too. Say you're at a job interview and the hiring manager's grilling you about your resume. Don't just lock eyes like a weirdo. Hold it for a few seconds, then shift your gaze to the side like you're piecing your thoughts together. It shows you're confident, but not desperate to prove it. Here's a pro tip I picked up from a bartender friend of mine. He's a master at this. He says, if someone's getting loud at the bar, I look them dead in the eye for 3 seconds, then glance away like they're not worth my time. 9 times out of 10, they chill out because they realize I'm not scared. It's not about aggression. It's about control. I tried it at a family reunion when my cousin wouldn't stop bragging about his new car. I held his gaze, nodded, then looked off like, cool story, bro. He switched topics fast. Eye contact isn't just a look, it's a statement. Play with it, find your rhythm, and watch how people start treating you like you've got the upper hand. Habit 3, attention control, stories that stick. All right, let's dive into habit 3, mastering your attention. Alfie's a genius at this, and honestly, it's one of the sneakiest ways to boost your respect factor. Think back to that scene with Luca Changretta. Alfie's sitting there, eyes closed, basically telling this mafia hotshot, "You're not important enough to interrupt my weird little experiment." Luca's ego takes a hit, and Alfie comes out on top without even trying. That's the vibe we're aiming for. I've got a personal story that'll make you laugh. Last summer, I was at a barbecue and my buddy Dave, love him, but he's loud, kept trying to drag me into a political debate while I was mid-convo with someone else. Old me would have caved and turned to him, but I channeled Alfie. I kept talking to my other friend, didn't even glance Dave's way, and when I finally did, I said, "Hold up, man. I'm finishing this." He looked like a kid who'd just been told Santa's not real, but later he told me, "Dude, you're intense when you focus." That's the trick. When you don't jump at every distraction, people start chasing your approval. Try this at home. Next time your phone buzzes during dinner, ignore it. Finish your bite, keep talking to the person across from you. They'll feel like the VIP and everyone else texting you, they'll wait. It's subtle, but it flips the power dynamic. Alfie's right. Attention is currency. Spend it wisely. Habit 4, honesty. Building long-term respect. All right, let's dig into that honesty bit from Habit 4 a little more. Alfie's not just spilling the truth to be dramatic. He's doing it because he knows his value doesn't depend on anyone else's opinion. That's pure gold. There's a moment where he tells Tommy, "I don't want your pity. If you're going to kill me, do it for the right reason." It's gutsy, and it forces Tommy to rethink his whole move. In real life, this isn't about picking fights. It's about standing firm when it counts. I learned this the hard way. Back in college, I had this group project where one guy kept slacking off, and I'd always cover for him, saying, "Oh, he's busy, no big deal." I was lying to keep the peace. Eventually, I got fed up and told the team, "Look, he's not pulling his weight, and I'm done pretending it's fine." Was it awkward? Yup. Did he hate me? Probably. But the rest of the group stepped up, and we aced the project. More importantly, they started coming to me when things needed to get real. Honesty doesn't always win you friends in the moment, but it builds something better. Trust. Here's a challenge. Next time someone asks you to do something you don't want to, like working late when you're already burned out, don't fake an excuse. Say, "I can't tonight, I'm tapped out." No fluff, just the truth. You'll feel exposed at first, but the respect you earn in the long run, totally worth it. Alfie doesn't play the yes man game, and neither should you. So we've got calm, eye contact, attention, and honesty. Alfie's secret sauce for commanding respect. But let's have some fun with this. Imagine you're at a coffee shop again, and the barista messes up your order and spills it on you. Old you might have freaked, yelling, stomping, the works. New you? You pause, habit 1. Look them in the eye with a smirk, habit 2. Turn to your friend like it's no big deal, habit 3, and say, "Hey, accidents happen, just grab me a towel," habit 4. You're basically Alfie Solomons in a hoodie, and everyone's like, "Who is this guy?" The point is, these habits build on each other. They're not just one-off tricks. They create a vibe that says, "I'm good, with or without your drama." And the best part? You don't need a trench coat or a Birmingham accent to pull it off. You just need to practice. Start small, maybe at the grocery store when the cashier's rude. Pause, hold your ground, keep it real. Before you know it, you'll be the one people are whispering about, wondering how you stay so damn cool.